I have this, I don't know, the work, like if I'll tell you this, if I made as many calls in my business as I've made in this hurricane relief effort in the last month, I bet I would double my business. Because there are things I'm really good at, and the phone calls to solicit for business, I have not cracked that code yet. So I don't even know exactly how I've gotten here. I just know that I have. Well, I do know. This last gig that I got. This association that I told you about that's hired me every year for 12 years, they have a Twitter chat every other Tuesday. And for an entire year, I made time to be on that Twitter chat for an hour. Just joined in and just gave my 2 cents, just as one of them. And do you know, it turned into 2 full fee bookings last week. So those are the kinds of things that I do. It's that I engage authentically with the people that love me. Now, that doesn't mean that I need to do more phone calling, because I know I need to do that. But I am not like throwing my head on the pillow every night saying, "Oh my God, I'm exhausted."
Uh-huh.
I have it pretty easy. I don't work that hard.
Mm-hmm. So would you say your key is this whole concept of authenticity? I really don't like the word authenticity because it just means so many different things to different people, but it sounds like you know, I get the sense that you're loving what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're loving your audience.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just trying to figure that out a little bit more.
I think I've seen speakers who become total and complete divas. And I just think that's just the wrong approach. I think if authentic means, listen, I am here. I'm not perfect. I'm gonna open my kimono. I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna share some stories. You know, being authentic means this is me, and I'm okay if I am not perfect. What I am not going to be on stage is going to be demanding and demeaning and put myself above you. I'll give you another example that's a little off the wall. So last week I'm at an event where I'm doing a breakout for this conference, and the woman that was introducing me, I noticed that I said, "Do you want to?" She was doing a mic check, but she was doing it on the floor. And I said, "Do you want to go up on stage so that you don't have feedback with these speakers?" And she said, "Well, I don't want to talk down to people, and I feel like if I'm on stage, I'm talking down to them." And I said, "Well, it's not really talking down to them. What you're doing is you're commanding the room, you're getting everybody's attention, and you're being the center, so you're bringing everybody together, so the spotlight is sort of in one place, and it's an introduction, so you can make sure you're not talking down on them in the way you are introducing me." So she goes, "Okay, I can do it your way." And then she gets up there, and she turns off the music, and she says, "Okay, hello, hello, come on in, everybody, hello." And for 10 minutes, she's saying hello to everybody that's walking in the room. And I'm like, what? Why did she was so worried about talking down to them, and then she completely ruins the vibe of the morning by starting too early, and by just ruining like the moment.
Yep.
And so she had a point about not talking down to them, and it really gave me permission to start my presentation on stage, centered, where we got the room's attention, and then I came down and walked in and out of the audience the rest of the time. So being authentic is not having a staged speech. Nothing I do is staged point where, I mean, there's certain things that I know I'm going to say in a certain way, but I am not someone that knows at the 14-minute mark I'm going to say this and stand this way and have a gesture this way.
So wait, so I want to go back to the whole stage speech thing. So maybe what it is, it's not a staged order.
I think it's more of a style of speaking. My style is I'm having a conversation with my audience, and it's a really good conversation, and I do it with stories, and the audience in their comments and feedback they're the ones that keep telling me, you're just so real and you're so authentic. So that's why I keep using that word, is because I don't want people to say the opposite, which is fake and putting airs on and being a diva on stage.
My problem is that so many people say, be authentic on the stage, and I'm just not so sure if people know what that means. It's like I am Marilyn Sherman on stage. I am not Patricia Fripp, and I'm not Christine Cashin, and I'm not Mark Sharon Brock. So in the speaker world, it is absolutely be who you were meant to be and not try to be someone else. That's what that means. I'm just writing. Okay, last question. So what role did NSA play in your success?
Wow. I have not missed a convention in 22 years.
Were you an officer?
No.
Okay, good. So,
I served on the board in San Diego, in Las Vegas, but I've never been on the national board. I've been the chair of the motivation committee, or the motivation PEG, when we used to have those, and I'm the CSP chair currently, but I've never been on the national board. But I would not be where I am without NSA. This is my tribe. This is my family. I love NSA. I will always be a member of NSA. As soon as I walked in the door, I thought, I've arrived. I'm home. These are my people. It fills my bucket. It fills my heart. My friends, my mentors, people who I love and respect are in this industry. NSA means the world to me.
So, can you be a little more specific on what NSA has done for you?
I met Nito Cobain. He told me he owned a magazine, and asked me to send him an article, and I got published in a magazine. And this was back in 1999, and that was the first time one of my articles got published in a magazine. I met Brian Tracy, and he endorsed my very first book in 1998. So I had credibility because I had Larry Wingett tell me, when I saw him speak at an NSA chapter meeting, I said, I've been working on a book for 10 years, and he said, finish your damn book, no one's going to read it anyway. So he inspired me to finish my book, and then I sent it to Brian Tracy, he was my hero in the speaking industry at the time, and he endorsed it. So all of a sudden, I have a finished book, and I have my hero that endorsed it, and so it gave me the credibility. NSA gave me the tools to learn what a speaker bureau was, and I got introduced to 5-star speakers, and I went to their speaker showcases. And because of the speaker showcases at 5-star, I was referred to IASB as a showcaser for their association, and that catapulted my business.
Wow.
All of that was because of the relationships through NSA. Gosh.
That's great. That's really, really good. So if we would summarize, Marilyn, what, kind of the message or what we talked about today, it would seem like one is this concept of authenticity, or just being authentic, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think another is, well, it's kind of related. It's kind of love what you do, for whom you do, and for who you do it for.
Mm-hmm.
What you do and for whom.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
the other theme, if there were to be one, is that this association, you could go one of two ways. One way is that you come in and you have your eyes look through a lens of, oh my gosh, look at that person over there.
Yeah.
Who has that, and I could never be that, and look at all the people they have over there. I don't fit in. No one's paying attention to me. No one's asking me to be on stage. This is too much. These are my competitors, and then you go down that rabbit hole, and then you evidence that with, you find evidence to support that.
And go more into your shell.
You go more into your shell, and then you complain about it more, and then you invite me out for coffee, and then you complain about NSA, and it doesn't. And to me, it's like, wait, stop. You can then turn around and you walk into this association with a different lens, going, oh my gosh, we are all in this. We are all in this. We all have something unique to bring to the table. We all came in at one point without knowing a soul, and we all found a way to reach out, to meet somebody else, to ask for help, to offer help. And because of that, we've created our own tribe. So the second you see and feel jealous or resentment or comparison that you don't have this tribe that you see other people have, you stop and you get your own tribe. Because that's what happens. You get your own tribe. Because every one of those people that you think, wow, they're so connected, and they're not letting me in, that's bullshit. They did it because that's what they did. So you need to do it for you.
And
I think that.
Yep.
That shifted that's when I think after a number of years in NSA, I thought, when is it going to be my turn? I stopped asking that question and thought, you know what? It's stop waiting. Why not just go and find people that you connect with, and just start to get to know these people, and start to ask better questions, and start to really focus on what do you need, and what do you want, and what can you offer, and just get engaged that way, and your tribe will evolve from that. So
but how do you find people you connect with when you don't know anybody?
You show up. You show up. You show up, and you take off that lens of, I don't know anybody, because you already have something in common, and that is you get paid to speak, or you want to get paid to speak. So you already have that in common. You want to know what I did the very first convention I did? Now this is really crazy.
Yeah.
The very first convention I did, I'm sitting up there close to the front row. I don't know anybody. And you know how when you walk in, the music is blaring and everybody is, the energy is like on point and it's crazy. I stood up on my chair and I started waving frantically at someone. And then I looked down at the people sitting in the chairs next to me, and I said, oh, hi, how are you guys? And I sat down and I started talking to them.
Yeah.
So what I did was I faked like I knew other people, and then sat down and talked to these other people. Now, this is coming from a person who just spent the hour talking about being authentic. So what I did was I put myself in a position where, like, you know what? I don't know anybody today, but these are my people, so I'm going to act like I know all these people. And that gave me the comfort level to sit down and just, like, embrace these people that I talk to. So you cannot go into an NSA influence or an NSA workshop and say, how do I connect with people I don't know? It is an industry of connected people, right? So we really don't have an excuse not to go find people that we connect with.
It was this last part of the interview was really, really fantastic, Marilyn, and I think it's really important that we get that message out, because there is some people who believe there is the in crowd and and everybody else.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
you got to go find your own crowd.
Right. It's
and for those people who say that NSA is really cliquish, well, the thing is, for 22 years I've come to this convention. My job is not to make people feel. It's not my primary. Let me rephrase it. It's not my primary job to make the newcomers feel like they're welcome. That's not my primary purpose. I will do that automatically because that's the kind of person I am. But I haven't seen these people in a year, so I am going to go to the people that I haven't seen in a year. I'm going to make time with those people. I'm going to set up lunches and breakfast and schedule happy hour and our champagne toast before CPAE night, because that's what we do. And we will invite people in when we get to know them. So it's the new person. It's their job to show up and be themselves and engage, so that we see them and we want to bring them in. But in the meantime, they need to start letting us know who they are, so that we can welcome them in. Does that make sense?
I wrote it. I'll have to process it, but I got the instruction book on what they should do. Okay?
Yeah.
So that's, I think it's great, and I think it's a very positive message for NSA. Is there anything that NSA could do or should do? So we talked about what people should do. Is there something that NSA should do?
I would love more industry specific, like meeting planners. Who are the meeting planners that are making the decisions to hire their speakers? What are they thinking about us? What are we doing right? What are we doing wrong? I would love to see more of those kinds of studies, and
maybe panels.
A panel would be fantastic. More of those. Let's tell you the speakers that we hire over and over again. This is why we hire them.
Mm-hmm.
This is how you get into our particular bureau, for example. This is how we want to work with you, and this is why we would never hire a speaker like this again, is because this is what we did. Those kinds of things that make us aware of the do's and don'ts of what we can do to continue to build our business with the partners who hire us.
And from a programming perspective, is there something that NSA should be doing? Or if you would finish the sentence, I would love NSA to do what, other than the bureau panels and the meeting panels?
Keep bringing us the biggest and the best in the industry, because this is our place to get inspired and motivated. And so just keep bringing us the best out there, so we can see what we're aspiring to be like.
Yeah, more Mark Scherenbrocks.
Yeah, or Brene Brown's.
Yeah, she comes up quite a bit.
Yeah.
Great.
She's amazing.
I'm going to have to look for her videos. Marilyn, thank you very much. I'm going to stop the